Ooh, Spectral Susie fans, another episode to give you the Willies. Cut. Oh, I've had it. I don't like ghosts because they are not real. There, I've said it. Not real. It's a career-ending moment, but the pretense is just, it's just gnawing up my insides. The problem with ghosts is, well, like I said, they don't exist. But even though I know they don't exist, apparently there are some humans that get the willies. Don't get me started on that expression. People from the UK need to realise that adopting American terms is not always a good thing. Think about the expression of fanny pack. Avoid the willies, skin crawls, goosebumps, better options. Avoid fannies and willies at all costs. Oh dear. So why do I do what I do? Well, easy explanation. Money. I make money from gullible people like you. Take this latest haunting. Oh, the Yorkshire Terrier ghost from number 13, Cedar Close. I ask you, a Yorkshire Terrier? Not even a hound of the Baskervilles type with glowing eyes. This was a much loved Yorkshire Terrier that has started chasing its previous owners around the home. They could have been more inventive. I've interviewed family and friends and they all say that little dinky dude Daisy Damask, the first, was such a sweet, loving little Yorkshire Terrier who wouldn't even bare her teeth to the postman. Then, sadly, she died. And then, in death, hates her owners. Look, I know why people do it. Participants get a fee. It pays for a tropical holiday. I think that Dexter, the husband, is up to some tricks. I think he's like planted thoughts in Mel's mind. Maybe he's been playing yappy sounds over the Alexa while she's been sleeping. Oh, yeah. Humans are suggestible. I think if I told a group of people that a place was haunted, most, if not all of them, would get the heebie-jeebies. Ooh. Heebie-jeebies. That's better than the willies.
Halloween, so commercial nowadays. I mean, there's pumpkins everywhere. I don't like ghosts. I've never liked ghosts or horror movies or anything that scared me. I don't like witches. I lived with one, my sister Pat. When I was 10 and our Pat was 15, she got herself this boyfriend, Graham. Mum and Dad went out and Mum used to let them hang out in the back room, supposedly babysitting me, but all they did was terrify me. They used to watch all this scary stuff on this little black and white telly. Graham used to hold me down and force me to watch it. after I cried and begged them for me to let me go to bed, they'd wait until I was nearly asleep, and they'd creep up the stairs, making all these scary noises. I remember one night I was desperate to go to the loo, but I couldn't step out onto that landing. I was scared of what I might see. Of course, a bit of me knew it was just them messing about, but the other bit thought, what if there is a zombie from a crypt or a vampire waiting to drink my blood? So I peeked around the door. It looked safe, so I tiptoed out. That was when Graham jumped out at me. Wah! Wet myself. They laughed. They both laughed. Mum came home and she was so cross when she saw the wet nightie. She told me I was a big girl now. I was so ashamed. So I told Dad. He was so mad that he got Graham by the scruff of the neck and he threw him out and told him never to come back. Pat never forgave me for that. So I suppose I've never really understood why people like scary things. I've got phobophobia. I'm scared of scary things. I'm frightened of how it makes me feel. The dizziness, the breathlessness, the heart pounding, the sweating. After all these years, I'm finally gonna get my revenge on my sister Pat this Halloween. I died in May. Can you imagine a surprise when she sees me? My sister might be a witch, but I'm a ghost. Whoa.
It's always a night like this when I see her. I don't like ghosts. She won't stop talking as we walk. I came across her on the bridleway around Cooper's Field, just up the hill from the canal. I used to walk Monty there quite a bit, until that Halloween night. I let Monty off the lead. The moon is bright, and I can see Monty's reflective collar darting around. This woman has attached herself to me. I hope you don't mind me tagging along, but I'm trying to find the main road. I can hardly say what I'm thinking, which is, oh, for God's sake, love, if you're lost, call someone. I continue walking with her by my side. Look, don't worry. The road's just up here. We'll be there soon. I feel sorry for her. She's wearing just a light jacket. She looks cold. I look around for Monty. The field. It's become really dark. It's as if the hedges have closed in, and the trees by the canal seem closer. Monty? Monty! Nothing. Monty! The field has become even darker now. No reflective collar in sight. I can sense her behind me. I walk faster, she keeps up. Have you seen my dog? I ask. No response. Just the earthy coolness of her breath. Monty! I'm almost running now. I can sense her behind me. I can still feel her breath. I reach the stile at the end of the pathway. I hurl myself over. I quickly turn back to face the field. Nothing. No woman. No dog. No Monty. The moon is shining bright on the field. I stumble. I fall. I can taste blood in my mouth. I must have cut my lip. Monty never comes back when I call him. No matter how many times I call, he never comes back.
That was nice. Kids all dressed up as pumpkins, even the baby. I like pumpkins. I don't like ghosts. White sheets and painted faces. Oh, wrong, isn't it? Ghosts don't look like that. Oh, one big fella, a dad, clearly, thought it funny to jump out from behind the hedge to make me jump. Mr. Whitesheet tripped over his scythe and did himself a mischief. Lucky it was plastic. There's everything here. Maltesers, Haribos, even an apple to keep it healthy. Same every year since our Chloe was little. Tonight, it's me and Alan's Nan and Grandad duty. He's out with our Molly while her mum's on nights. Oh, Molly insisted on being a dragon. And from the photos Alan's just sent through, she's loving it. He told me to behave tonight. I have been good, but I don't like ghosts or surprises. Then that woman appeared. A woman now. But I remember Hannah Brown when she was 12. She locked our Chloe out of her bedroom. I found her sobbing on the stairs. "No Chloe's allowed in here," yelled Hannah. "You'll have to wait. Have to wait." The bullying went on for years. School did nothing. Chloe started to lose her hair and to bunk off. Tonight, Hannah is at the door with two princesses from Frozen. A child yells, "Trick or treat!" and snatches the bags, and that face beams at me. I mumbled a few words. Couldn't help it, I had to. Suddenly, her face looks like she's won the Botox lottery. Breathing, but frozen. I didn't choose my craft. It chose me, like Mum, Nan, and 20 generations of witches. And my hands do good work in my therapy room. "Sam, your hands are like magic. You sure you're not a witch?" We laugh. They go home. Rate me 5 stars on TripAdvisor. Chloe has it too. That's why she's an amazing nurse. And Molly? We'll wait and see. Or Chloe. treated a man in a white sheet for injuries from a plastic scythe. And who would believe it? Hannah Brown in A&E, unable to speak, face frozen. They hope it will wear off sometime. She'll just have to wait.
So I said, first of all, I don't like ghosts. Second of all, I like me creature comforts. And third of all, if you think I'm driving, you've got another thing coming. Now, I know it sounds ungrateful, but who in their right mind would get me a gift voucher for a haunted house experience? I mean, it beggars belief. A spa day? Yes. An escape room? At a push. Haunted house? Anyway, I went, didn't I? And guess who did the driving? Muggins here. Middle of nowhere, back of beyond. I mean, it was all a great big setup, to tell you the truth. There was this old pub with a little creaky door, and it had some of those windows, you know, that look like they've been made out of the bottom of wine bottles. So we goes in, and there are a few folk there, but the lighting's really weird. They said it was infrared or something, there to capture any paranormal activity. Anyway, long story short, we're walking around and somebody starts pulling me hair. I said, if that's one of you lot messing about, you can wave goodbye to your 5-star review on TripAdvisor. They said they were miles away. But I know for definite that one of them was near. I could smell him. That Jean-Paul Gaultier stuff that our Simon used to wear. Bless him. Anyway, next thing I know, my phone is flying out of my hand. Well, I was livid. I mean, good job I just put a screen protector on it, because they had really hard stone floors and it would have shattered. Took me ages trying to find it again, scrabbling around in the near darkness. I mean, absolutely zero health and safety. It must have been on camera mode, because when I picked it up, it made that clicky sound. You know that when you push the button on a proper camera. In fact, come to think of it, I haven't actually checked it. I might have done myself a selfie. I mean, my face must have been an absolute picture. Literally. Here we are. Simon.
I don't like ghosts. So, when I got offered the opportunity to come back as one, I hesitated. But in the end, I had no choice. I didn't just die, you see. I was murdered. So, I had to come back, find out what happened. Do you know, statistically speaking, if you are murdered, it is far more likely to be someone that you know rather than a stranger. Especially someone you're close to. I met Sam a few months back. I wasn't too sure about a relationship at first, but I had so much baggage. But in the end, it just felt natural. I told him everything, all my secrets. I trusted him with my life. Of course, we did have problems. Little things. Oh, so I thought. We didn't like the same food or drinks. He were a beach person. I wasn't. He liked to go out. I preferred to stay in. But I was desperate to make it work, which is why I agreed to go on holiday. At first it were okay. Well, you know this country, it's not exactly med, is it? But then clouds lifted and it became so freaking hot. And Sam didn't make matters any better by trying to force me out in it. It'll be alright, just wear your sunglasses, sit in the shade. Well, when I refused, we had a blazing row. I thought it were over. But then he made me a meal. To apologise, he said. And look, I've even got you your special wine. Officially, my cause of death will put down to an allergy. But Sam, once he got over seeing me as a ghost, admitted the truth. Nothing personal, he said. It's just my job. Now he wants me to stay, but I'm not too sure. I mean, he claims that ghosts are a part of his remit, but then again, I do enjoy his company. I don't like ghosts, but now that I am one, they don't seem too bad. And they can eat and drink. Did you know that? No, I didn't either. Well, until, you know. So, no more allergies. I can eat as much garlic as I like. And wine. Proper red wine. It's so much nicer than the taste of blood.
People raise an eyebrow, you know, when I tell them what I do for a living. Now, I don't like ghosts, but I found a gap in the market and I became a part-time exorcist. There you go. You raised an eyebrow. And I know what you're thinking. Why is an estate agent moonlighting doing supernatural work? Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, when you've been in the house selling game as long as I have, you know there are some cracking properties out there that just don't sell purely because they're haunted. Ghosts and spirits, they make the temperature of the house too cold. Now that's a bad feature, and of course if you've got a poltergeist, well, that can really detract from any improvements that the vendor's made to his home. I've seen properties plummet in value and they just simply won't sell. That's why I got into exorcism. Cost of supersized candles and printing incantation, it's minimal really. I do a little bit of ghost busting. Hey presto, I've got a newly desirable property and a nice little tickle on the commission. Last one I did was a perler. 1930s detached property with some cracking period features, with shocking ectoplasm problems in the kitchen diner, intermittent blackouts and flying saucers. Not the spaceship kinds, just crockery flying off the shelves and smashing on the floor to the sound of some unseen evil cackle. Been on the market for about a year. Still hadn't sold. Everyone that was viewing it left in a hurry, so I thought, well, I'll spend the night in a chalk-marked pentangle. By the morning, I'd cleared the house of demons, sold it the following week. Job done. Taking on a 17th century manor house next. Rival agents, they can't sell it because the ghosts of Roundheads and Cavaliers are making too much racket fighting this perpetual civil war. I'll sort it. Anyway, that's me. There's my card. Who are you going to call?